It's Shank Pinter. How we doing, mate?
Good to see you, Matthew. How are you doing?
I am surviving in these crazy times. It seems that the foraging is becoming slightly easier. We scored some toilet rolls, so that's
Very
the
good. Well,
definition of happiness in today's
that's
terms.
essential. Without toilet rolls, you'd be shunned, wouldn't you?
Well, after a while, domestically, how's that going?
Well, it's challenging. Let's face it. You know, the last night my wife said to me, she said, "Jack, come over here. I've got something to show you." And it was, you got to see this video. And she came over and she showed me a cat video. And I thought, oh my God, it's come to this. My wife, the intellectual, the woman with 3 master's degrees, the deep thinker, has now descended to showing me a video of a cat saving a football from a goal on a door. We've really hit a new low.
That's a 5 bell alarm. 5 bell alarm. Who are you going to call? Yes, cat video buster. Scary, scary, scary. All right. So you and I have been philosophizing, and I think we've been riffing on a lot of doom and gloom. But let's maybe change the atmosphere today. That seems to be apart from that, and I'm getting a cue from the scenario behind you that those very dark, rain-sodden clouds seem to have a slight edge to them. Do you want to expand upon that?
Sure, they do have an edge to it, and of course, it is the silver lining. So what I'm thinking about, and what I'm talking to a lot of people about, is what is the silver lining in this dark cloud that we're living right now? What what is actually perfect about this situation, and how do we see this perfection? How do we look around the edges of these dark clouds and see perhaps that there are opportunities that we wouldn't have had in normal life, normal ways of working, normal ways of being, that this specific, very strange situation environment holds for us now?
I love it. So really, it's not about the night sweats. It's not about worrying about the bills. It's not about making that call to the airline, see if you get your money back. There's a what is there? There's a space. There's a potential gift there somewhere.
Absolutely, and there's a space for possibility. And the way I've been encouraging people to think about it is just thinking about this in 4 different areas. And I'll tell you what the areas are, and then we can kind of unpack each one. I think about the area of the self, maybe something you would like to accomplish. Then the second area is what are the opportunities that with our family, with these people that we're effectively quarantined with. And next is that what opportunities actually in the work sphere might this situation provide for us? And then finally, what opportunities with our friends who we seem to be very restricted from and our community? What might be the opportunities again in these 4 zones that make up the areas of our life that are our principal zones of focus, let's say.
I love it. And I think the measure of that, we'll go through those zones. Get your Oyster card out, people. We're going through the zones. I think the measure, what do you want people to say when we enter blinking into the light after lockdown? What would the success sentence sound like?
I think what we want to people is to say is, "Oh my gosh, that was amazing! Thank goodness we had lockdown. In fact, can we just keep it a little bit longer? There's still something I need to finish. There's still something I want to accomplish. Another maybe 4 to 6 weeks, and I'll have it." And I think for a lot of people are actually going to have this experience once they get over this hurdle, get through the night sweats. The night sweats are part of it. We have to go through them. We have to have the fears for our income, for our businesses, for our future, for our health. But what comes after that? And I think the natural place to go is to these opportunities that are available to us.
And it seems to me, before we go through the rooms, that there are sort of two versions of this. I'm finding from my personal experience, I've got these two absolutely polar opposites. We've got these massive, totally focused, leveraged business actions, normally around marketing, which are incredible. They're high risk, high reward. So it's real kill, 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 laser focus. And there's this other idea of being. So you've got
Mm.
doing and you've got being, and it's being with people. And I think that's something we could bear in mind as we enter the rooms. So Jack, the first room is the room of self. What happens, or the zone? What happens there?
Well, I think there are a lot of opportunities
Yeah.
there because we have more time on our hands. generally, and we have a little bit more focus time on our hands. So I guess what I'm asking people is, do you have a project that maybe you've always wanted to do? Have you always wanted to learn how to play the guitar,
Yeah.
or make jewelry, or
Yeah.
perfect something, or learn a discipline? Is there something that you've been putting off, that you've been dying to do, that you could actually now devote some time to? So I think having a personal project is really important. And I don't know if you've come up with one, Matthew. I've decided I'm going to learn how to play both the trumpet and the trombone, and specifically, I'm going to learn how to play Dixieland music, because I know enough about music, but I know I'll be able. It's pretty fairly simple music, so I think I'll be able to learn these instruments and be able to play along with records. And at the end of this, I'll come out of it and I'll think, I've done it. I can actually do this. I can add this to the palette of the skills that I have, and maybe there's not some specific outcome in this. There's some specific purpose. I'm never going to earn money as a trombone player, but I'm just going to do it because I want to do it, and I'm going to I'll allocate some of this time that I have on my hands just to doing something with no purpose, just because it brings me joy.
Very. I'm going to offer something slightly bizarre, and it isn't sort of my pet project. My eldest is desperate for me, and everyone, the viewers out there are going to go, "You haven't done this already." Is to perfect driving in Grand Theft Auto. So I'm on lesson 5, and I can just about keep on a highway. Flick it, don't hold it. You aficionados know exactly what I'm saying, but I do feel that's been thrust upon me. Or I could do I have a feeling this would be a failure project, which would be my 5th attempt to pick up German. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I think it's also important to remember. Let's take a historical look at this. What happened to Newton? Newton was stuck in Cambridge. He was quarantined. There was a plague going on. He had a lot of time on his hands, and he thought to himself, "I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll figure out the laws of gravity." Not a bad thing to do. And would he have done that had he not been quarantined? Who knows? Maybe he would have. Maybe he wouldn't have. So there are brilliant discoveries waiting to be had, and you might be able to be one of those people who makes them, or you might just be able to get around that Grand Theft Auto curve a little bit faster and think, "I've done it, and my family's going to be happy."
When I see the proud look on my kid's face, we'll see how that goes. Well, all hedge of it. There's an idea also. Still your mind and free the universe. That idea of either being or stillness really can give you access to that. So I think that's there. But so what we're doing to the viewers, the listeners, is really freeing them to access that dream, that wish list, and then make a plan and get on with it with no real outcome in mind.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you talked about doing and being, because I had someone say to me that you can sum up all of life by the improvisation of Frank Sinatra in Strangers in the Night, when he goes, "Doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo." And basically what this person was saying is, we have to balance the doing and the being.
A profound influence on all of our lives, and not just through the medium of music. Thank you, Frank. I thought it was Frank, actually, for a moment there.